Guys, welcome to another episode of Nothing But Net. I'm your boy
on,
Josh. We're back on the Hoopers channel. First and foremost, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.
Come on.
Come on,
What you saying now?
Come on.
What you saying now?
One take as well.
Okay, cool. I'm going to introduce the panel. As usual, we've got the usual suspects here. To my left,
Big Reese, Vigilante, all of that.
come on. Next to him, we got the main man.
SGD, aka S Grandizzy, aka Sunny Grandeza. Come on, you already know.
And next to him, we got the big boy as well.
Jay Solanke, United goals.
Come on, man. Come on.
JS, no Sancho.
Listen. We're going to have order when I'm hosting still. We're going to have some order today. But yeah, we're going to review the season. So, the pre-season. We're going to review the pre-season. We've played a couple games now. The signings have come in. And yeah, we're just going to get the Mandem's thoughts. So we're going to start with the first game. AC Milan. Do the Mandem remember that game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that game.
I was on the I'll watch that game.
But what, can you give us the lineup though?
The lineup was as follows. I got you. Just give me 1 second.
I was definitely on the I'll
It was
watch that
as
game.
follows. For us, David Raya was in goal. Ben White, Zinchenko started. Saliba and Calafiori were in the middle.
Oh, yeah.
Norgard, Waneri and Rice was the midfield. And then Kai Havertz, Saka and Martinelli.
Can you just remind me what time? Is that the game Calafiori came off, yeah? Half time?
He came off just after half-time, yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
Just after half-time.
I remember that game.
So yeah, Saka scored just after half-time as well.
Yeah,
52nd
I remember.
He scored that kind of jammy goal when it kind of came across.
It was a beautiful
It was
cross
a
by
good. It was a
Kylian.
good cross. Yeah.
Yeah.
It came across
But
by his
the way
finish,
the finish was a bit
Yeah.
thingy.
Nothing but net.
But yeah, for me, that AC Milan game, it went how I kind of felt it was gonna go. It was the first preseason game. They were trying things out. I think Ben White kind of impressed me in that game. It was good to see Norgard played, isn't it? It was good to see. It was good to see Norgard play. And funny enough, the reason I had to ask you what time Calafiori came on, because that game he was worrying me. That game he was worrying me initially because I felt he was too touch tight. And I kept thinking, bro, if they keep rolling him, so that was the game where I was like, ooh, does this guy have a future here at centre-back? But those were the few outstanding things. I was frustrated in regards to gameplay. I felt like I was seeing the same Arsenal that I saw last season. I was excited to see pre-season because I was looking for changes, but I was seeing the same Arsenal. I essentially left that game kind of frustrated. I'm not even going to lie to you. But yeah, that's all I can remember of AC Milan.
I think for me, I was intrigued because they were playing Leao up front. I remember that game. They were playing him in a central role. And I remember there was one time I thought he had the run on Saliba. And then Saliba was just like, come on, bro. I don't care if it's the first game of preseason. Like, I'm Saliba, bro. You're not going to... Do you know what I mean? I ain't one of them other centre-backs that wear red that, we saw him bad up at some point in pre-season, but we don't have to talk about that. That's one of the things that impressed me the most. Like when I see Saliba without Gabriel, my question to him is, can you lead that back line? And although it was pre-season, he showed me that. I think Ben White, that was his first proper minutes after like an injury-ridden season. Yeah. He looked good. That combination with him and Saka on the right-hand side, that looked proper. I remember Odegaard coming off the bench and I thought, all right, like this guy looks like he's got something about his game. But I also agree with Reese. I feel like the game was very, I don't know, man. It was very much of what we saw last season. Like Martinelli running into blind alleys, like, things like that we don't really want to see. I think Calafiori at centre-back, I was seeing him making overlapping runs. Like he's somebody like, you can't put him in a positional play system because he's just going to do whatever the hell he wants. But I actually felt he was all right that game. And yeah, I think Milan offered a few threats here and there, but, we got the goal and we got the win.
Jay, how about you, bro?
Nothing much really to add, to be fair. I just didn't like how we played. I think it was still stale. We started doing that horseshoe thing again. I started feeling sorry for Havertz because there was just nothing happening for him in terms of service. I liked Ben White going forward, hated him going back. I think Liao had a good game. I think the battle between him and Saliba ended up being pretty decent because Ben White was nowhere to be seen a lot of the time. But other than that, it was just a throwaway game. It was a game that I saw the guys going to get minutes. I didn't really take too much out of it. And I didn't want to get too frustrated because I didn't like the style of play, but we'll continue with the rest of pre-season.
We'll get into it. Yeah, there's a couple more games to go with it.
Yeah.
So with that being said, the next game after that was Newcastle. Won that game 3-2.
Yeah.
Goal scorers for us were Marino, own goal by Murphy, and then Odegaard got the penalty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Starting lineup, Raya. It was Lewis Skelly, Saliba, Calafiori again at the back with Ben White. Zubimendi started that game with Marino, Waneri, Saka, Trossard, and Havertz.
Okay, so with that game, again, what time did Calafiori come off?
Calafiori came off just half time again.
Yeah.
Okay, this was the game where I felt he was good. Now, this was the game where I think this is the game he got the injury.
Yeah.
So I actually was like, okay, I feel like he's learnt from the first game. Because like I said, the first game, I think it was just a bit touch tight. People could roll him and all of this stuff here. But this game, I felt like the distances were right. This is the game where I felt like, okay, I'm kind of reassured with some of the stuff he was doing. But I'm not even going to go around the bushes and that. This is the game where I sat up and went, this 15-year-old kid is a problem, you know. Max Diamond's a problem because Joe Linton, my brother, the first thing he done when Max Diamond touched the ball was give him the little butts, the sniff arms.
Shamelessly as well.
Bro, my man just got up.
Shamelessly.
He was like, do you
So
know what?
welcome to the men's game.
It's the men's game. I'm going to show you something. Boom, boom, bang. Left my man on his backside and got the little pen. It was the pen. That was the game he got the pen, yeah. So he was the one impressed me. And it made me sit there and think, was obviously I found out that Ranieri said he can play anywhere. He'll play for the team. But at that time, the ongoing narrative was, I want to play in midfield. So I was like, is there opportunity there on that right wing that I wish my man might have taken, that this kid's going to go and take and do his thing? But we'll never know. But yeah, the growth in Max Diamond's game at 15, for me, exceptional. Knows when to stop, knows when to pass, knows when to use his body, know when to drop. Like, it was lovely. And still had that ingredients of the youthful exuberance where he was still going at his guy. Keep going. I loved watching that. So that Newcastle game, as soon as you say Newcastle, I think, that's when I thought, we've got a kid on our hands.
I think for me, when I watched that Newcastle game, that was the first time in pre-season that I saw what became an ongoing trend of us being absolutely naked in transitions, bro. Like, Newcastle were able to progress the ball from their back line to our attacking third very quickly. It was like, do you know what I mean? Even the first goal, I believe it was Alanga that scored it. We had possession. I'm pretty sure there was a turnover. They've made their way up the pitch. It was like their first attack of the game. Like, it wasn't even a good finish. It was just a goal. Like, it's like, what the hell is happening here? And then we done that thing where it's like possession. Marino's goal was a well-taken goal. I believe that's the one Havertz laid it off to him.
Havertz got 2 assists.
Clean finish. And then I saw one of the funniest own goals I've ever seen in my... Like, you know... Like, and I get he's a young G, innit? Like that Murphy done, he's a young G. Saka was roasting him a bit that game as well. So he was just trying to, if in doubt, get it out. And he smashed it into the back of his own net, bro. Couldn't believe that. Then Jacob Murphy scored a very well-taken goal. And it's another point I'm going to get to of things I didn't like in pre-season. But David Raya, bro, I don't know, like, he was moving a bit Ramsdale-y for that goal. Like, I didn't really like it. I get it was a bit unsighted, and it was a good strike, to be fair, but I'm expecting my goalkeeper to do better there. And then, Max Diamond entered the game and, you know, shit changed. And I understand that people ain't going to like it because I said it online and stuff like that. But Max Diamond, Ethan Waneri, Miles Lewis-Skelly, they're a prime example of the point I keep going on about the managers, like, seeming lack of involvement of youth players for a long period of time. He's turned that around now. But we would never know if we have a player like Warren Zaire-Emery or a Doué or a Yamal. I know I'm not allowed to say his name, but we'll never know if we have a Yamal in our academy if you don't let the young boys play. And I get it, the youth's 15. I'm not expecting him to play 38 Premier League games, But you can't tell me someone like Max Dowman isn't better than a lot of the first teamers. You understand that what he was doing on that right, and it's not like he was doing it against some random second, third tier team. He's doing it against Newcastle, and he was doing it to Joe Linton, who is this physical bully and rare. And all Joe Linton could do was foul him. Yeah. Couldn't do nothing with him. Couldn't get near him. You understand what I'm saying? And that's how we won the pen. Odegaard converted the pen. I think Odegaard was good when he came on as well. So, yeah, man. I remember leaving that game a bit disappointed, but I remember looking at Max Dowman and thinking, all right, cool, I know you're 15 and that, but this youth looks like he's got a good future.
I think it was back-to-back games of us winning a game, but me not being impressed by how we played. I felt like we didn't. I think 6-7 years in, I have to be tough, man. And again, it's pre-season, so I was trying to not read too much into it, but it's like you clearly have a plan. You've got this 200 M's that you're meant to use. Get all of these players in, get them gelling, but it just didn't look like we had gelled at that point anyway. And it was frustrating because it's like, yeah, we won 3-2, but it's like tactically, again, Havertz is, in my opinion, not as involved as I'd like him to be in front of goal. He's the one setting up other people rather than being on the end of chances. And again, I was on winger watch and I saw some people can argue two Newcastle wingers that outperformed our starting left winger, and I'm just like, how many more games do you need to watch to know how important or imperative it is to have a winger that can take on their guy, can have bring a bit of je ne sais quoi in the final third. And it's going to be a theme throughout the rest of pre-season. So again, we'll continue going throughout the games. But I was like, oh yeah, we've won. But again, pre-season is not too much. I didn't really care about. I just wanted to see a style of play, and it looked like nothing had changed from the end of last season.
I wanted to say something because I think I missed two key points. Yeah, one was this is when I was sitting there like, man, I need to give me my flowers. Because I was liking the way Zubimendi, the ball was moving. Yeah. The ball was moving. So I saw something where I was like, clear difference from the first game. The ball was moving, yeah? Yeah. However, the second key element that I missed, after this game, this is when I was on Spaces saying to people, and I was asking them the question, what changes when Gyökeres comes into this team? Yeah. Because it doesn't ever feel like they're trying to find the striker. Yeah. It feels like they're trying to find a way to get in an area to then flood the box. Mm-hmm. And someone's got to score. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Rice, you crash the box. Havertz, you're there. Someone can score. Do you know what I mean? So I was like, if you bring in a striker, how does Gyökeres thrive in a system like this?
And it feels like all of them want to be on the end of it rather than wanting a striker to be on the end of it, which is pause, but which frustrates me the most because it's like, you lot are midfielders, like, let your striker eat, man. Like, don't give the striker the one so you can get the two. Like, let the striker give you the one so you can play him in behind, if that makes sense.
But is that not the manager telling them to play that?
Potentially. And again, I have my frustrations with the manager as well. But I just want to add to that as well. I think that was the game where I said to the guys in Spaces as well, I've put my finger on what frustrates me about Odegaard, and it's that he's too predictable. In terms of being that creative hub, in terms of being the 10 or the attacking midfielder, the player that plays in between the lines, because Reece is right. Where Zubimendi allows Odegaard to play is fantastic. But when he's in those pockets, it's a bit like, I know what you're doing already, bro. Oh, you don't want to play on your right. Like, you know, in football, it's like, put him on his right, show him to his right. Yeah. That's what it feels like.
Well, this next game, I feel like the man are going to get even deeper into some of the issues you've raised already, because it was the North London derby where we lost. Obviously, with Spurs, it's never a friendly, but you know what I mean, 1-0 lost to these lot. Starting 11, Raya, White, Lewis Skelly, Saliba, Kivior.
Yeah.
I looked at Sonny straight away. Kivior, Rice, Norgard, Odegaard, Martinelli, Havertz, Saka.
Say the midfield against.
It was Rice, Norgard, and Odegaard.
Rice, Norgard, Odegaard. Yeah. And what was his front three?
Front three, usuals. Martinelli, Saka, Havertz.
Okay, for this game here, Sonny's already said it in the last game. This game is when I said, hey, Arsenal have got a nice rich history of this, you know. I remember when I thought Szczesny was the main guy, then something kicked in. Now I was always nervous. Flapianski, Manones, Almunias, Ramsdale's.
That
I was
era
thinking
was
it's
so dark.
something kicking in again. Because David Raya, you see the picture. Do you know what I mean? However, I've gone and watched it back. Lewis Skelly was clipped.
Yeah,
He
it was a
was
foul,
clipped.
man. It was a
If it
foul.
was a normal
It was
Premier
a
League
foul.
game, VAR would've got
And he took
involved.
a heavy touch to be
Yeah.
fair to
I
him.
know because of Arsenal fans, we're not allowed to say it, but it was a foul.
It was a
It was
foul.
a foul, but I
It was a
think
foul.
he didn't help himself with a heavy touch.
Yeah, I just felt like even though it's not fully Ramsdale. Look, see, he's done me. He's done me, bro. But even though it weren't fully Raya's fault, yeah. He's giving me those nervous vibes again, yeah? Where I didn't used to get that. I promise you, I didn't get that. We were singing here, oh Raya, back bass, Raya, go. So yeah, so we're doing all of that because I never got none of that. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm getting it. So you know, like when he holds onto the ball and I can't see what's happening on the other. You know how the camera is.
Where's he
I'm
gonna
like,
make the
oh my
pass?
days, where's
Yeah.
this basket? And he's giving me that again. I just need to get back to him, me trusting him again. I just preseason was just a little bit funny. Funny enough, I spoke about Raya's part. That game also made me go, bro, what's going on with Lewis Skelly in this preseason, bro? Like, what's going on? But I don't want to cover everything. Obviously, we've got other people that are going to chat, but those two, main thing that I was like, bro, what's going on? And I'll let the others take it.
For me, yeah, the main person I questioned after that game was Nicholas Yova. Like, for you to be the set piece guru, yeah, working on set pieces on the training ground, day after day, week after week, month after month, were very potent from attacking set pieces. And I saw this towards the end of last season, and I thought maybe it's because Gabriel was injured, Saliba was injured, this, that. Bro, we can't defend corners to save our lives, bro. Like, if you put the corner on the money, there's a very high likelihood you're going to get some change out of us. I don't know if it's because Raya's my height and he's got short arms. I don't know, innit? You understand what I'm saying? Like that's my one issue with short goalkeepers, bro. It's the little T-Rex arms, bro. It's annoying. You understand? But Spurs hit the woodwork direct from a corner. That was the first red flag. The next one, they nearly scored.
Richarlison cleared it. Remember Richarlison cleared it?
Fam,
Yeah.
Richarlison
cleared it off the line.
Richarlison cleared it off the line. I think the following one after that,
Van der Ven clear header.
Van der Ven clear header, missed. They had the next one where they hit the woodwork. It's like they were killing us from set pieces. And then this is also another game where I looked at my wingers. I'm not gonna say winger. I'm gonna say wingers because Saka was getting no change out of Jed Spence, bro. Like none at all.
Facts.
And Martinelli, I don't know what he was doing on the other side. And then I'm sure that's the game. Trossard came on the pitch and left the pitch 2 minutes later, but with an injury. Like it was just like,
Tried
bro,
to step over,
like
pulled his
what is going on? And then I think he brought on Gyökeres with like 15 minutes left. There was nothing happening. Like it was just it was an absolute shit show. It was more that horseshoe stuff, and that made me sit there and question that. Wow, not only what's going on with the set pieces, but what are they actually working on in pre-season? Because I feel like pre-season is where you see the errors from last season and you try and fix it. Our issues last season was we couldn't create nothing centrally. Everything was going out wide. Once you double up on the wingers and flood the box, in them games where a team goes 1-0 up, it's very difficult to crack that code. And that's what I saw in that Spurs game, because they weren't 1-0 up. We had a lot of possession. We done fuck all with it.
Yeah, this was the game that made me question Arsenal fans because we beat AC Milan 1-0, blah, 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 blah. Won the next game 3-2. Oh, yeah. And I was like, maybe I'm seeing something different. And that was the game that exposed the issues that I had seen. Tactically, we were clueless. We didn't know what we were doing going forward. And that showed. Like, anyone that touched playing striker got zero change. Nothing was being created. But that was an issue from 2 games ago. It wasn't an issue from when we played Spurs. So that frustrated me. I remember what I said from the first game. I've been on Winger Watch. Our wingers were horrible. Odegaard and Kudus were cooking.
Yeah, Kudus especially.
They were cooking. That Odegaard guy for me had a better game.
I think Odegaard was killing it.
He was killing
He was
them,
killing
man.
our right back.
Bro, he was killing
Ben
him.
White was shook, bro.
So now I'm asking myself, after 3 games, what is Mikel Arteta seeing that he doesn't realise he needs a winger in that ilk? Because again, it's another game where whether you think Martinelli's had a good game or a bad game, he's going to get the ball, he's going to do his shuffle, he's not going to kill his fullback. Odegaard, every single time he got the ball, was like Ben White, 1v1.
He's the guy that hit the pot. I was thinking someone else hit the. It was
Yeah,
him.
him. From was it a finesse shot? I can't remember what he done. But and then same with Kudus. Whether Kudus got on the right or he got essentially, he's thinking, all right, cool, money time, licking my lips, and it's a constant theme throughout the whole of pre-season. It's like if these guys,
I tried, yeah.
Sonny.
I tried, man, but Sonny, yeah.
I tried to be a grown-up, but
if these guys,
Sonny was
are
just giggling,
seeing,
bro. I looked over, he was just giggling the whole time.
if these
man.
guys are seeing attackers doing their thing versus arguably what's meant to be one of the best defenses in the Premier League, what other sign do you need, bro?
Yeah.
Nah, for me is what I want to say, yeah, especially because of Spurs. Like, that's one of the games in pre-season. I was looking at Arteta's system or the way he wants us to play, and I was like, bruv, going into a season where it's imperative for us to win a trophy, yeah, and particularly do well again in the league when Liverpool and all Chelsea and all these guys are strengthened, yeah, we need to find a way to crack this low block stuff, bruv.
Yep.
It's been 6 years.
Yeah.
It's actually been
Yeah.
6 years. Like, he needs to find a way. Like, I don't even think there's an excuse. I don't even want to elaborate on it too much and try, because I just sound like I'll be waffling, basically. Because I actually can't pinpoint what it is about this guy. Like, why is it we just hang on to the ball? You've all mentioned Martinelli hanging onto the ball wide. Saka, you double up on him, his peak. Odegaard, he's shifting over to Saka's side anyway, leaving big gaps on it. Like, we need to figure out, especially now with Gyökeres coming into the team, zero excuses. The minute I see teams going into a low block against Arsenal, I'm expecting us to crack the code more often than not. We're not going to do it every single time, but do you know what I mean? Some tactical refreshing this season because I've had enough. Spurs literally went into a low block and that was it.
Shop, man.
Set up shop and we couldn't do nothing. That then leads us on to the next game, which was another defeat. This time at home to Villarreal. A certain Nicolas Pepe even got something.
What position? What position does Pepe play? Sorry.
he was right
Pepe
wing.
was right
Oh.
wing.
Yeah, can you drop the lineup for this
The
one?
theme.
Line-up, Raya,
Yeah,
Wyatt,
yeah,
Saliba, Kivior,
yeah,
Lewis Skelly,
yeah.
Norgard, Marino, Waneri,
Perfect.
Gyökeres, Saka, and Martinelli.
Yeah, so this is the game I had to melt down.
That lineup.
Because,
That
you know, bro, yeah.
Second to last
This
game.
is our fourth game, yeah.
Second to last
We had
game.
one
lineup is so
friendly
crazy,
left,
yeah.
yeah. And Gyökeres still had to play with our first team midfield.
Oh my god.
Not one, you know.
No, bro.
I'm gonna repeat the midfield.
Yeah, thank
it
you.
was Norgard, Marino, and Waneri.
Zero of them.
So I was
Our
like,
first team
bro, are we aware we've got Man United on the 17th? Like, I didn't understand. I didn't understand the logic of him putting out that midfield with that attack. And not only that, and now I'm getting frustrated because not only am I not understanding why it doesn't, I'm not seeing what I thought I was going to see in regards to you taking these games serious, because you're telling me you don't even like using the word friendly. You like using the word test. Is that a test?
He's
What?
got some gimmick. He's
what,
always got a gimmick.
Does he go to his maths
He's always got a
Does he go
gimmick.
to his maths examination without a pen, a highlighter? Let me try a highlighter today.
Oh,
You
God.
go with the fucking tools, no? Like, bro, what's going on?
Facts.
So if it's a test, show us it's a test.
Exactly.
Man's coming with some beat tech midfield telling me it's a test. I'm not friendly. Anyway, cool. You made me divert. So yeah, so that frustrated me. I didn't think I saw enough of a change with Arsenal. A lot of the tacticals told me there was going to be some sort of change.
Yeah.
We have
Now
to pay
Gyökeres is here,
to
yeah.
Gyökeres' strength. So Gyökeres could have been chilling with me at my yard watching that game.
Facts.
Rarely had any touches, bro.
Zero
Like,
service.
bro, zero service, bro. He was feeding off crumbs. Do you know what I'm saying? I've got to talk about two more things. Pepe was giving Lewis Skelly a tough time. But
Understatement.
But that was the game when I was like, do you know what, Jakob, yeah? I've been very nice to you, yeah? But I've never seen a defender doing up carnival
yeah.
in the area. Clear the Ross Clark ball though. I don't understand. So there were signs where I'm like, do you know what? First of all, if money drops, you know what I mean? Arsenal fans, let's stop being emotional. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. He is worth money. If the time is for him to go. If he stays, I think he's good enough to do his thing. But there are still chinks where you're like, do you know what? If I can get money from him, why won't I get the money from him?
So why did the club reject the bid for him?
And the reason I feel comfortable now even saying that is because Mosquera now. I've seen Mosquera now.
Player.
And Mosquera's looking like a player, bro.
No one's really mentioned him.
And he was looking like a player. So now I'm sitting there thinking, okay, if money does come, because guess what? We need something in that. That was the game where I was like, some sort of ingredients. We're lacking Maggie Cube. You're lacking paprika. You're lacking something. This stew is bland. Do you know what I mean? Something needs to be added. Whether it's Eze's, Rodrigo's, whoever you want it to be. And that was the game. Villarreal, yeah? Forget the scoreline. For me, it's not always about scoreline. Yeah. It's about me watching how we're playing. Yeah. Is there cohesion? Is there chemistry? I didn't like what I was seeing, and that was the game where now the meltdown started beginning. Do you know what I mean? Going crazy, and yeah, you can take it. Bro. So that was the game. That's why I had to go.
I need to let the man them know a little piece of information about me, yeah? I'm very particular with what I like from certain players in certain areas of the field, yeah? If you're a winger, I like certain things. If you're a striker, I like certain things. If you're a midfielder, I like certain things. I can't stand midfielders that can't pick out a final pass. Now, with that being said, there was a debate last season as to whether Ethan's a right winger or he's a midfielder. I said to the man them, the way Ethan plays, his profile to me is better suited out wide. He wants to dribble, he wants to cut inside, he wants to find an angle, he wants to bark it off. I love all of that. Just not in the center of the fucking park, bro. Do you know how many runs Yoker has made that my man aired because he's got 2 stepovers and a shoulder drop in his locker, and that's all he wants to express? Like, I get it, you're cold, bro. We get it, you're cold. But if you're gonna play in midfield, especially for Arsenal, I need to see a final pass, bro. Not an in-swinging cross, not an overhit free kick into the keeper's hands, a final pass. Your striker is making runs in behind, find him. If you can't find him, you have no business playing centrally. If you can't at least see it, you have no business playing centrally. There's a reason why a lot of people don't want Declan Rice in advanced midfield positions. Because he's another one, he struggles to see the... No, with him it's even worse. Because you see the pass, you just put your hands up and say, sorry, I'm not going to play it. I'm going to play sideways. I'm going to play backwards. I'm not on all of that. You understand what I'm saying? If you're going to play in midfield, you have to see the final pass. I was extremely frustrated with Ethan's performance in midfield. I was also frustrated with the distances between the midfield and the back four. We were getting absolutely stripped by like 3 passes, bro. It was mad. That the distances between the midfield and the back four was so off. And then I know Reece mentioned him earlier, and we can allow him his pre-season, but nah, bro. I've seen you get scared and duck from a header away from Sporting. We conceded. I've seen you stop mid-match to put your boot on when we're defending an attack against Brighton. We conceded. Now, I'm seeing you catch a wine in a pre-season game, and guess what happened? We fucking conceded. I get it. Your missus is a professional twerker. You're not. You're a professional footballer, sir. Play the game the way it's supposed to be played. If in doubt, get it out. Not if in doubt, start whining. I don't get that. He thought he was playing FIFA and he was holding L2 to shield the ball. I don't get it. I just don't. You're a centre back, bro. And on top of that, like, you're from a part of Europe where they're meant to be tough. You understand what I mean? Man, hear a lot of good things about Polish people and that. Shout out all the Polish people and that. But I don't know, bro. I don't know if it's the time that you spent in Italy. I don't know if it's what your missus practice at home. I don't know, innit? But nah, bro, that's unacceptable. I lost it. But what's even more unacceptable, yeah, is the way Villarreal scored their 3rd goal. Oh my days. Because we were in control of the game, yeah. I blinked twice. Danjuma's through on goal. Credit to Mosquera, yeah, because I didn't even know he had that burst of pace.
He actually tried.
But it was meaningless because we've got another goalkeeper in goal with T-Rex arms, bro. Once that was arrowed into the corner, Kepa weren't doing nothing to save that, bro. It just is what it is, yeah. But that was easily the worst pre-season game I've seen Arsenal performing in a very long time. So
offside trap in the halfway line is mad. Still.
Mental. Line's not even in, bro.
I'll start off by saying it wasn't a good game or cameo for my boy Gabriel. Didn't like what I saw from that game, man. It was
That's growth, man.
that was scary. But I say that I also feel like he didn't try too hard in that moment when Danjuma was running through. I don't think it's a game that's worth him hurting himself anymore, anyways. But at the same time, I think he could have done better in that brief cameo. Reese is right. This was the game where people started having meltdowns, but we should have been having meltdowns from the game versus AC Milan. It was all of the same stuff. Strikers not getting service, horseshoe football, both our fullbacks going at the same time, leaving our centre-backs naked. And I told you about the running theme of wingers. Nicolas Pepe looked like a man that could start for Arsenal tomorrow. He looked like a man, if he was to play for Arsenal, he's got a starting job, bro. Don't get me wrong, MLS hasn't been great, but he sent him to the cleaners, bro. He stayed high and wide and said, bro, like, me and you all game, bro. And I've got your number. Took him to the cleaners. And then, bro, Gyökeres, I truly probably felt that he probably thought, what have I done here, man? Like, what is going on? He was making runs, and at some point I'm just thinking, bro, like, if this was the man in the club and I was making this run 3, 4, 5 times, and that ball wasn't coming through, I was going to be like, he wants to play up front. Because there's no point in me being here. Even got to a point where he started drifting to the left so Nelly could go. And I was like, this guy's a better winger than Nelly. He was getting the ball, and I was like, he's doing things that Nelly can't. Anyways. Yeah. That whole game stank, from the team selection to how we played tactically to individuals to allowing their team to look as good as they did. Embarrassing, man. And then after that, I was like, Mikel Arteta, this is another game where you've seen the impact wingers can have to your team. Are we going to go to the market and sign someone?
He did sign someone, but...
don't get me started, bro.
Yeah.
Don't get me started.
Only Madueke came on that game.
Boy, Chukwunonzo.
Yeah.
I also want to add, this is another prime example of, like, nice guy FC. I don't care if I only joined the club a week ago. If I was Gyökeres, I would have been dragging someone by their collar in that locker room, bro. Because
if you see me run,
bro, like, I'm the goal scorer.
Yeah.
You understand what I mean? If I make the run, you lot find the pass. Like, that's something Mikel has to drill into these players, bro. Yeah. Because there was too many. Like, even the one shot he had, I believe the pass wasn't even for him. It was for Saka.
It was for Saka, yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? He's like, nah, fuck that, bro. I'm taking. Do you get what? It's frustration.
I love that from him, though. I love that. I love how hungry he is,
He's a striker hungry,
bro.
I love it. You can tell he's hungry, bro. You can tell.
Do you know what I mean?
And it's the Sir Alex Ferguson thing, like what he said to Van Persie. I know we know all those famous quotes when he told the midfielders, bro, this guy can score, find him.
Yeah.
And I think the season
and if you
changed.
don't find him, you'll be out the team.
Yeah.
It's as simple as
and
that.
the season completely changed. The only thing I want to say before we move on to the Ranieri point is, like you said, we've got issue with low blocks. So I don't even mind Ranieri's game. I actually like the fact that he wants to take on players. Funny enough, I actually don't mind that. Where me and Sonny do align is when the pass is on, you gotta find it. Like I remember one pass where Saka was free, a man done a Maradona turn and lost the ball.
Bro.
Like, yo.
And
yeah, so for me, I had certain issues with Ranieri that game, but it weren't him taking on players. Like, him taking on players was beautiful. It was something different as well. It was nice to see. If we got low blocks, he can take players out of the game with that. My only issue, if you're Ranieri, you're watching the defensive part of his game. Yeah, I've seen the defensive part of certain people's games get them out of the team. We all know Emil Smith Rowe. Some people might not think that was the real reason, but I don't think on the defensive end he could get back. Yeah, do you know what I'm saying? You're saying Pepe, so I just trying to say Ranieri. I'm telling you, we know what this manager's like. Got to improve that, because there was instances, I think it was their first goal.
Yeah, his role in the first goal.
Yeah, like he was just watching the guy, like, bro.
But do you know what was worse, It wasn't only him. It was Norgard as well, bro.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. It was either Norgard or Marino.
It must have been Norgard, because everyone was like, he's made up for it when he scored, no?
Oh, no,
it might have been.
I don't know.
But yeah, it was their first goal when Norgard was right back, though. Because there was a goal they scored that the whole back line was out of position.
Yeah,
and Norgard
like
was
everyone's
covering-
making runs off that side.
So it might have been Marino. I might have been doing Norgard
But
dirty,
yeah,
but
on this
point remains.
podcast, that we don't do agendas and hates. Well, everyone here apart from Jay. So we don't do no agendas and hates. Yeah.
My agenda's that Gabriel's the best centre back in the league. I'll take that agenda, bro.
But yeah, it's just like we all think Ranieri's cold here. Do you know what I'm saying? He's just giving a fair assessment, bro. If you're gonna make it, because we all want to see you make it, you gotta start finding that pass. But yeah,
100%.
Just before we move on, I just want to say that was another game. Max Diamond came on, done his thing, won the pen.
yeah.
When we do our roundup,
home,
I've got something for you, bro. Hey.
Ridiculous, man. So that leads us onto the final game of pre-season. The most recent game. Arsenal 3, Club Athletic Bilbao 0. David Raya, Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, Calafiori, Zubimendi, Declan Rice, Martin Odegaard, Martinelli, Saka, and Victor Gyökeres was the starting line.
I'm in love with Regista. Zubimendi is
Class.
a problem. Finally.
I want to apologize. I wasn't big on him still. I want to apologize. I wasn't big
Do you
on
know
the
what?
signing in the beginning.
I never judge people because not everyone's a vigilante. But my thing is, what I'm trying to say to you, yeah, I saw this, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? And my thing is, yeah, this was the first game. It had to take the last game, Emirates Cup, for me to go, we're doing something different. Do you know what we done, bro? I could almost cry. Double pivot.
So simple, bro.
I saw Rice behind the ball. Him
He
and
wasn't
Zubimendi
carrying it.
doing
He wasn't doing too much.
picking and timing his runs, not in the striker's way. I'm seeing Martinelli now like, oh, I've got space to run into. I'm doing something different. They're picking out the striker. Erdegaard getting it. I don't know, his passing actually might be 60%, but at least he was there trying to fling it forward, flinging it forward. That's what I want to see. Like, bro, okay, 4 of them might not make it, 6, 7 might.
Yeah.
Gyökeres is gonna. I'm telling you, Gyökeres is 1 and the 2 striker as we saw.
Gyökeres,
He's gonna
oh
eat.
my
He's
gosh,
going to
what
eat.
a striker.
What a goal! Did you see the movement? And who was the one who did the assist?
Zubimendi.
I'm in love with the cheeks. Bro,
That
the guy
ball-
is cold, cuz.
That ball was ridiculous.
First
bro.
time as well.
But the last thing I want to say before I pass it on to Sonny. You lot could cuss of all you want. Ricardo Calafiori is a baller. He's a baller still. He's a baller. That's my Maverick. If Jesus is not on the pitch, that's my Maverick. Do you know what he says? You lot all want it, but you lot don't like when someone now finally does it. Arteta, what you told me? Fuck out of here.
Facts.
Fuck out of here, bro.
Facts.
Bro, we need a goal, cuz.
Facts.
What you mean? Stay there. Oh, shut up.
You know what? He plays football the right way, bro.
Cuz, man's
plays
like,
football
bro,
the
I
right
see
way.
the space, I'm going. I like that guy.
Do you know what's funny, yeah? You could see when they're having their little tactical whatever, and Arteta's with him, like he's just yapping. Calafiori's just flicking it. He's in his own world, bro. He's not listening.
I'm gonna play
yeah,
football
bro,
how I wanna
yeah, safe, man, safe. And then when he gets some dickhead, you become doing that. What do you mean invert? Nah, bro, I'm overlapping,
something.
underlapping. I want to be on the end of chances too. Let me get a yeah, bro. It was hilarious. But the one thing I will say is, that game was the game where I saw maybe a blueprint of how we're going to play in a lot of games next season. I think a lot of the passes went into the striker. So anything that we created centrally, if you pay attention to it, actually a lot of it went through Gyökeres. And what he was doing, he wasn't doing the traditional pin the centre-backs, hold the ball up. He's trying to drop it off and then everyone go. And then that now gives Saka a bit more space, gives Martinelli a bit more space, gives Odegaard a bit more space to now try and find the pass because everything's a bit disjointed. There was a point in time, there was 2 centre-backs on him. He still managed to find a through ball to Saka. So I don't know what this guy does in the gym. You understand? Start of pre-season, he looked a little bit bloated. Now the guy looks like Brock Lesnar. It don't make any sense, but that's my 9, bro. And he's hungry. Like, he's constantly making that run, whether it's out wide, whether it's in central areas, and he's not afraid to try and bring people into the game, and I enjoyed that. But what I enjoyed more than watching that was Zubimendi's pass selection, bro. Like, I'm sorry, there was one Saka was not in camera view. I thought, did this guy just hoof the ball down the pitch? Next minute, Saka's in on goal. I'm like, raw, like.
Done it like 3 or 4 times.
Bro, his first time passes, I feel like that's going to be another thing that's essential in us breaking down these low blocks. When you got somebody that's not trying to take 8 touches before finding a pass back to the centre-backs, he's trying to play that pass forward and as efficiently as possible every single time. There was even one, he had a little back heel to Havertz and this, that, and another. Like, he could have got 2 assists. And that also goes on to my final point. The old guard, because you know we got Gyökeres, Madueke, all of these new players, whatever. The old guard are showing guys we're still here to cook. Saka on one. Saka was on. Yeah, you lot think Gyökeres is gonna have all the fun? Nah, bro. I'm gonna roast this fullback for as long as I physically can. And Havertz was just like, alright, cool. 30-minute run out, no problem. I'ma show you. Like, I've been in the gym too. He looks like Brock Lesnar, but I've been in the gym too. You understand what I'm saying? That burst of pace and the strength he's added. Last season, Havertz would have fell over. He would have had his arms in the air trying to claim a penalty. This season, he stayed strong, held him off, found the finish. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. If we're going into games next season where when Havertz is tired, you're bringing on Gyökeres. When Gyökeres is tired, you're bringing on Havertz. You can play the two of them together as an old school 4-4-2 kind of, yeah, safe. Bring me all of that, bro. Bring me all of that.
Gyökeres. That guy, we've got one, man.
We've got a striker.
We've got one.
About damn time, man.
Like, some of the runs I was seeing him make weren't just even central, bro. We started doing this thing where he's like, alright, cool, I'm here by myself. I'm going to make a run into the channels. And then Martinelli was going inside. And then he sent the defender the shot. And then he sweat. And then Martinelli skied it. But I was like, wow.
Even the bullying, when 2 men were on him, like...
There was one ball that Odegaard played over the top. That came from Gyökeres bringing it down, by the way.
Yeah.
Link up play. I said, so he's linking up.
And that led to
he's
the goal.
running, to the goal. He's linking up. He's running in behind. He's taking on players. He's scoring. The header that hit the post. Come on, man.
Didn't someone say he's not... Didn't they say he's not good in there?
That's what they said. It's not good in there.
Didn't they say he can't hold the ball up?
We've got a player.
I was hearing that still.
Oh, you said that? Oh, you said that?
I was hearing that still.
I said he could have.
I don't know. I wonder who could have said something like that.
I wonder.
I wonder.
Yeah, clearly not in that sky report.
Said he could have had a star.
We've got one. I think for me now, the rest of the team needs to catch up, including Saka. Because Saka got him behind a few times, then he cooked his fullback, then cut onto his left hand. I'm like, no, bro, you've got a striker now. Like, you don't need to do the cutting. Don't get me wrong, on the odd occasion, do your thing. But you've got a strike. You've cooked your fullback. Find your striker, bro.
Facts.
Don't get me wrong. There was one time he done it and he was still finding his feet, and then he hit the. You know what I mean? But after that, flawless, man. And I think the madness in California has forced Arteta to play the double pivot. I think it's a blessing in disguise that California's a madman.
I agree with that.
I don't think it's by design. Yeah. I think Arteta thinks, hold on, if California's a madman, Declan Rice, you just have to...
I need assurance. Yeah.
And, bro, God works in mysterious ways, because I'll take it, man. Because seeing Declan Rice, it's not to say he was just playing DM, like he was just picking and choosing his runs a lot better, but it's more so Declan Rice is getting the ball and it's like, yeah, man, they're going to cook me if I make this pass. Here you go, Zubi. First time, bang. What? Declan Rice, you know your role now. You're not just running into cul-de-sacs for no reason. You're not passing it backwards. And if you do pass it backwards, you're passing it to a regista. Oh, my days. Oh, my days. And I think one thing that's not being said enough is that back four, in my opinion...
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Man.
I feel like we were critical of the defence a lot, but we were forgetting it wasn't the first team.
Yeah. And I feel...
forget about those two centre-backs.
And I feel bad for Lewis Skelly because him being out of the team came out a bad time, because that back four for me just looked solid. I know people will say Timber wasn't as good as Ben White going forward. For me personally, based on the previous 4 games, I don't care. Because Ben White was getting cooked defensively. Yeah. I'd rather we look good defensively and then them man up there can do what they have to do in attack, bro.
And not only that, if Calafiori's going to be bombing forward, I need someone that's going to be saying,
exactly that.
But I wanted to say something because I forgot. Obviously, you lot mentioned Gyökeres Lesnar, Cold. I'm glad Sonny mentioned Saka. I thought that was the game I went, oh, finally, Saka, you're there. Like, I was like, where's this guy? Kid gone? Yeah, but that game, I think it was phenomenal. Obviously, we spoke about Zubimendi, but it weren't just the passing. Like, even when he lost the ball, he won it straight back. And then I saw him try to do twinkle toes.
Him, you know?
Did you see him do twinkle toes? But the one person I forgot, I should slap myself for this, The first season he was 6'4", data.
For goodness sake, man.
The second season he was 6'4", gunman.
Yeah, how many goals did he score?
This season he's the 6'4" utility man. My guy came on. He said, "What you lot think you're done running, bro? Did you see the burners?" Yeah, and then he did the little get off me. I can't believe I forgot to talk about that. And then the finisher thing. Yo, I'm done still. Yeah, still. Havertz, you know. I didn't thought you weren't gonna do that. Alright, cool. Watch something.
Cool. So now we've run through all the preseason games. I'm gonna ask the man 2 questions. The first question being, who was your standout performer preseason?
The standout was Max. Max was the standout.
Howard.
That was your vote, though, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's my vote.
Yeah.
But my question back to you, Josh, is if Max is my standout, why is he not going to be around for the first 2 games of the season?
Because he's on holiday still.
Yeah, bro. I literally don't even have an answer.
JJ.
I don't have an answer.
Next. Next.
My standout was Zubimendi. Yeah, I've been wanting that. I've always believed the IQ of your team has to be the one that's doing the controlling.
The quarterback.
Yeah, essentially, I think he's phenomenal, man. Honestly, like, I'm talking about IQ, timing the passes. Like I said, the twinkle toes even caught me off guard. Winning the ball back straight away, counter pressing, because he knows I'm not gonna stand off you. You might, you know what I'm saying? So straight on them.
And he knows he hasn't got the recovery speed as well. So
and what I'm be loving is it's not like he's just in one position. It's almost like I said, the double pivot got me. It's when he went, Rice got in there. It was like, do you know what I'm saying? Like fluidity. That's what I need, man. So he was my standout performer. He's a player I saw. I was like, yeah, we don't have you in our team. If you got injured, I have a problem. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? But yeah.
For me, my standout, because I don't want to, that Max Diamond's already been said he was quality, Zubimendi also quality. My standout was actually Ricardo, St. Thomas Hospital, Calafiori. You understand? And I threw his middle name in there because, bro,
like his real name.
I just need you to stay fit, bro, because MLS is my guy. Don't get me wrong. I feel like there'll be games where we need MLS's profile, especially if we're gonna face a team that wants to really try and put 10 men behind the ball or whatever. But I think Calafiori, he's just got. I don't even he plays with youthful exuberance. Like you would think he's 15. Like he's just on the pitch, just doing stuff, but it's cold stuff, and it works. Like, and I feel like because him and Martinelli have that kind of bromance or what, like Martinelli's an Italian, Brazilian or whatever, Calafiori's an Italian. So they've got some kind of Italian brotherhood going on, some mafia thing going on that left-hand side. I think it works. Declan Rice is now saying, you know what, I'm going to stay out of the mafia's way, I'm going to stay out of the mob's way, and I'm just going to chill. You understand what I'm saying? And now Gyökeres is saying, all right, cool, I'm Swedish, but I can be one of you lot as well. Let me join in over here. And it's just creating so much different spaces for players to now take advantage of. Now when you add in the passing of Zubimendi, now when you add in the control and stuff like that Odegaard brings, the organisation that he brings, and the final passes he tries to deliver, when you have all of them combustible elements put together, you have a pretty decent team. You understand what I'm saying? And after seeing that performance and going into the first 6 games that we got next season, I think Calafiori is going to be vital. Like, if Calafiori can stay fit, I think that's a much better left back for our dynamic that we're trying to build, rather than an inverted fullback. That's just my opinion.
I'm going to be shameless. Victor Gyökeres.
Come on.
Quickly.
Come on.
Quick throw-out name, Mosquera was all right as well.
Mosquera
shout out
was really
Mosquera,
good, man.
Honourable mention.
Mosquera was really good, man.
But yeah, what's the other one you said? People that have
Basically,
concerned.
I was just going to say, it leads me on to who's concerning you the most.
It's harsh, but Calafiori, man.
Wow.
Because of the injuries, bro.
Fair.
I'm just like, I'm concerned. Like, you played one game, got injured. Not injured, but he had a setback. And it's like, we can't live on edge like that all season. But that's more of a, not his play style, but that's a...
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, and this is also going to be harsh, because as much as it should be, Martinelli, you've been playing like this for the past 24 months, so I'm kind of used to it by now. But Miles, bro,
Yeah.
genuinely, I don't know if it's just he's played a lot of football in a very short space of time and it's kind of catching up with him. You kind of saw it happen to Kobe Mino last season. It wasn't the same as like the season prior. I don't know. I don't want to put that on his name just yet because it still is pre-season. He could start against Man United and look absolutely fantastic at left back. You understand? But what I saw from him in pre-season wasn't great, especially on the ball. And for me, it's like I feel like that those are his biggest strengths, like the stuff he's able to do on the ball with his passing, his dribbling, his timing of when to drive, and his ability to win fouls. But a lot of that went out the window in a lot of the games that I watched from him. There were certain moments where it's just like, yeah, cool, Miles is there. But some of the passing was like bad. Like it was very, very bad. And I was just kind of sat there scratching my head like, right, like, is this guy still on the beach somewhere? Like, does he know we're preparing for a Premier League opener at Old Trafford in a week's time? Like, it was very concerning.
Facts.
But yeah, that's just me being real. Like, Miles, you're my guy. I just want to see the best version of you, innit?
Yeah. You lot already heard my thoughts on the keeper earlier, so I don't really want to double down on that. You lot already know. Just pattern up. So my vote is going to be Mikel Moreno. I'm very big on, you lot know, I'll give you lot the first season. Second season, I need to start seeing something different. You're not no false nine for me. I need to see your biggest strengths in midfield if we're going to do what we need to do this season. So I just need to see him adjust to the pace of the game. I know he's got a good shot on him. I know technically he's got a good cross on him. I just feel like the pace of the game, I don't know, I feel like he's just not, you know what I'm saying? So that's my only cause for concern. I want to see something like okay, it's the second season. He's caught up with the pace. He understands the Prem. Your boy is here. You know what I'm saying? So I want to see something from Mikel Moreno this season.
Very quickly, I'm just going to say, no God, you know. And my only reason is if we do get injury to Rice or Zubimendi, and it comes at a time where we're facing one of the bigger clubs, do I trust Norgard to slot in there for either one of them? I don't know. I think he's a decent player at the level he was at in Brentford, but for what I'm demanding of Arsenal this season and where I need Arsenal to be, I don't know, innit? If Zubimendi or Rice go down, I'm not sure about Norgard going in there. Especially based on what I've seen pre-season, he hasn't really wowed me or anything. Just looked tidy here and there, but again, not showed me enough to be like, okay, like the way we've been talking about Zubimendi. Maybe that's a bit harsh, because he's not necessarily going to be a first-team player like that, but yeah, no God, I don't know. If one of the boys drop, yeah, man, that's my guy that I'm worried about.
Fair.
Well, anyway, guys, we've come to the end of the show. Another episode of Nothing But Net. Thanks to my guys Reese, Sonny, Jay.
Come on, man.
Make sure you like, comment, subscribe.